Alright, so on to problem number 2 from difficulty 3. And we want to use the same strategy that we did in the last example here. We notice that we have 5x squared minus 15x minus 140. We notice also that we have this leading coefficient of 5 here. So that tells us that we can't right now use the same factorization technique that we did in difficulties 1 and 2. However, maybe we can factor off this leading coefficient if we have divisibility by 5 in all coefficients across the entire expression. And it turns out we do. So I can factor off that 5 by writing, let me rewrite this first. 5x squared minus 15x minus 140. And factoring off this 5 here, I have 5 times the quantity x squared minus 3 minus 28. Sometimes you do need a calculator to factor off things or do basic division. Sometimes I do too. So now that we have this 5 factored out, we have the expression 5 times the quantity x squared minus 3x minus 28. And this thing might be factorable using the techniques that we've developed in difficulties 1 and 2. So we need to find two numbers that multiply to minus 28 that add to minus 3. So we need to consider the factors of minus 28, and we note that one of them has to be negative, only one of them. If we had two negative numbers and we try to multiply them, you get a positive number, so that would not come out to be negative 28. So we need at least one negative, so I'll put a little negative here. What are the factors of 28? In this case, we have 14 and 2, so let's try that. 2 and 14, or 2 and minus 14 in this case. If I try to add these together, I do not get minus 3. I get minus 12. So those are not going to be helpful to us. So let's try a different set. Well, what else divides 28? We got 7 and we got 3. No, sorry, 4. My bad. So 7 and 4. So does that work? I have a minus 7 and 4. In this case, all right, so we multiply these things together, we definitely get minus 28. And now when I add them, I do indeed get minus 3. So at 4 plus minus 7, so minus 3. Sometimes you need to trade the minus sign between your factors here to see if you actually get the thing that you want. And sometimes that's all it takes. So now we found two numbers that add to minus 3, that multiply to minus 28. And so we can factor this using the exact same strategies we have in previous examples as x plus 4 times x minus 7. And now if you were to FOIL all of this out, you should indeed get this exact same expression. And this is completely factorized at this point. All we needed to do was divide off by the leading coefficient wherever possible, and we were able to factor this using the exact same strategies that we did in previous videos. So at this point, we are done.